In a world populated by anthropomorphic talking vehicles, the final race of the Piston Cup season begins a rivalry between retiring veteran Strip, the King, Weathers, frequent runner-up Chick Hicks, and brash rookie sensation Lightning McQueen. McQueen, at the back of the field, avoids a multi-car crash caused by Chick, while the rest of the running competed Ospit for new tires under the pace car. McQueen stays out but blows out both rear tires on the last lap. Chick and the King catch up, resulting in a three-way tie. The tiebreaker race is scheduled for 1 week later at the Los Angeles International Speedway. McQueen is desperate to win the race, not only to be the first rookie to win the Piston Cup, but also because it would allow him to leave the unglamorous sponsorship of Rusty's, a bumper ointment company, and take the King's place on the prestigious and lucrative Dinoco team. However, he struggles to work with others due to his selfishness, which has caused him to fire 3 crew chiefs and having his pit crew quit after the race. Eager to get to California as soon as possible, he pushes his big rig, Mac, to travel all night long. While McQueen is sleeping, Mac nods off and is startled awake by a gang of tuner cars Boost, DJ, Snot Rod, and Wingo, causing McQueen to fall out the back of the trailer and onto the road. McQueen wakes up in the middle of traffic and speeds off the highway in search of Mac, but instead ends up in the rundown desert town of Radiator Springs, where he is chased by sheriff and inadvertently damages the pavement of the main road. The next day, McQueen is ordered by the town judge and medical doctor, Doc Hudson, to leave town immediately, but the local lawyer, Sally, requests that McQueen SHOULD instead be assigned community service to repave the road by a machine, Bessie, to which Doc reluctantly agrees. After a failed attempt to escape from the town, and still being in a rush to leave, McQueen repaves the road shoddily. However, Doc is not satisfied and he challenges McQueen to a race around Old Willie. If McQueen wins, he can leave. McQueen loses and is forced to start all over again. During this time, he begins to warm up to the town, and befriends several of its residents, including tow truck martyr, tire vendor Luigi, and his assistant Guido. He learns that Radiator Springs was once a popular stop along U.S. Route 66 until it was bypassed with the construction of Interstate 40 and mostly forgotten, and Doc was the fabulous Hudson Hornet, a 3-time Piston Cup champion whose career ended from a devastating crash in 1954. He bonds with Sally, who found happiness when she gave up a fast life in Los Angeles to live in Radiator Springs, and now dreams of putting the town back on the map. McQueen eventually repairs the road, reinvigorating the town's residents, and decides to spend an extra day in Radiator Springs with his new friends, but his time there is cut short when Mac and the media, including helicopters, descend on the town. McQueen reluctantly leaves to reach California in time for the race, while the broken-hearted Sally expresses her disappointment with Doc upon discovering that he was responsible for tipping off the media to McQueen's whereabouts, and she and the others, dismayed about the departure of their new friend, go to sleep, while Doc, alone by the traffic light, regrets his actions. At the race, as he couldn't say goodbye to his friends, McQueen races distractedly and ends up with 1 lap behind. He is then surprised to discover that Doc, having a change of heart as the Hudson Hornet, has taken over as his crew chief, and most friends from Radiator Springs are helping in the pit. Inspired and recalling tricks he learned from Doc and his friends, McQueen manages to recover and waltz into the lead. On the final lap, Chick performs a pit maneuver and sends the King into a dangerous crash. Recalling Doc's fate, McQueen stops just short of the finish line and drives back to push the King over the line to finish his last race, while Chick zooms by. As a result, the angered crowd and media condemn Chick's victory but praise McQueen's sportsmanship. Tex offers McQueen the Dinoco sponsorship, but he declines and insists on staying with Rusty's out of loyalty for their past support. Back at Radiator Springs, McQueen reunites with Sally and announces that he will be setting up his racing headquarters there, putting Radiator Springs back on the map. In a post-credits scene, Minnie and Van, a couple who were trying to find the interstate, are shown lost in the middle of the desert.